Good morning, everyone. Oh my goodness, what a stunning morning it is as well. So hi, my name's Tanya Slater and my business is The Girl Who Simplified. And I am so excited and honoured that Michelle has asked me to do a live for you guys today to share a little bit about what I do for my clients and yeah, all of that stuff. So also to let you know, I am a very proud BWI host of the Froome Meetup, which is happening. When's that happening? It's happening on the 18th of August, the third Tuesday of the month. So yes, it's really lovely to be able to carry on conversations. So if there's anything that you hear today and you would like to ask me some more, then do feel free to book onto the Froome BWI on the 18th of August. And yeah, you can find all my details on my member profile. So remember that it's free to do your member profile. It's free to be a member of BWI. Make sure that you get your profile done because it's just great exposure and it's just such a handy resource to find people that you need and trades and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just going to wait a few minutes while Michelle shares this out to the other groups and she lets me know. So yeah, my clients, people that I work with often come to me feeling overwhelmed, tired, maybe like they're just not enough or not getting anywhere. And what I love is that by the time we're done, we've found some calm, we've found some inner peace, we've found some confidence, clarity. I'm so excited to tell you about all the benefits of what I do and clearing and simplifying your life. Okay, fantastic. I've got the go ahead from Michelle. We're all shared and we're ready to go. So officially, welcome to this BWI Live. As I said, my name's Tanya Slater and my business is The Girl Who Simplified. And it really is just a kind of ending as a beginning, but an ending to a very long story of mine. So what I do is I empower businesswomen just like you to create space in your homes, in your hearts, and in your minds so that you can flourish in life and in business. And what I've found by doing this is that you can kind of become your own coach. I've had many coaches over the years, but this journey, this last decade for me, has found me coaching myself. And I'm going to explain to you how that works and how it could possibly work for you. So my aim for this session is to offer you an insight into an alternative perspective on your life, on your business, and all the challenges that will arise and do arise in this wonderful adventure that we call life. So it's really just like letting you borrow my simplistic glasses for a few minutes this morning to see how I live life, how I help people do something similar, and what that can do for you. And so my other aim through telling you a couple of stories and sharing some examples and what we actually do is for you to understand that the absolute power of clearing and simplifying your life. And on a daily basis, it never ceases to amaze me. When I'm getting client stories, I'm seeing what's happening in clients' homes and how they're holding themselves, things that they're doing in their business. I'm just like, wow, this stuff is amazing. And it's so simple. And that's what I really love. Easy? Not so much, but I can guide you. So the last thing that I'm going to do, so that's 3, I want to offer you an insight, let you borrow my simplistic glasses. I want to introduce you to the power of clearing and simplifying, and I'm going to end by giving you 7 actionable steps that you can literally write down, go away, do today and over the weekend, and by Monday you will start to feel and notice improvements in different areas of your life. I promise. if you do them. Okay, so have a pen handy, have a pad, sit back and listen for a minute, and then I'll tell you when it's time to just take some notes, take it away and see what you can do with it. And we're going to get curious, we're going to explore, and yeah, what I've done for the last 10 years is just experiment with it and have fun with it. And that's what I would really love for you as well. So I'd like, if it's okay, to share a little bit about my story, just so that you have an understanding of why I'm doing this, and where it's kind of all come from. And it's also, for me, just such a powerful example of the benefits of clearing. So if we just rewind about 10 years, because it is close to a decade I've been doing this, I was recently back from Australia, a brief time in Scotland, and then moved back down to Frome in Somerset, where I was born a few years ago, nearly 40. And I was pregnant with my second child. I'd had my first in Australia. And I was in a really bad relationship with their father, and that ended. And I was in a really dark place. This was not where I wanted to be. It had been a long 7 or 8 years. Without all the details, basically, I was clinically depressed. I was self-medicating with alcohol and sleeping tablets and the other antidepressants and things like that. And I got to the point, my enough is enough moment, which I think a lot of people sadly do reach, but also it's so possible to turn these around, which is why I'm okay to share this story, and I want to. My enough is enough moment was when I realised that for a few weeks I was having thoughts that I genuinely thought my baby and my toddler, that I was now a single parent to, would be better off without me. That I was not a good enough person for them, to lead them, to teach them, and to be a mother to them. And something clicked, thank goodness. And I just went, no, that is not going to happen. Right, what do I need to do? And that for me was the very start of my clearing journey. But I kind of fell into it. It was subconscious. So it wasn't something I was consciously doing. I was actually going to some counselling sessions and having some therapy and, trying to get out of this kind of black hole that I was in. And it was actually my counsellor one day that said, when I shared with her that the boy's dad had gone, and actually it almost felt in the house like he hadn't been there. And she said, it sounds like you've been clearing. It sounds like subconsciously you were preparing for this, and you've cleared out old energy. And I never forget her saying that, old energy. I thought, that's right. She is right. I have created a space now in preparation for it being me and the boys. And there is my stuff here, and there is their stuff here. And that old, bad, negative energy, that's gone. And so that energy, our things, our physical possessions hold so much energy. And it's really, for me, it's fascinating. And I'm going to go into this a little bit later. But to carry on my story, so I carried on. And after a few years, I noticed that my confidence was growing. I had been quite a recluse with the boys. I just orchestrated everything at home. I had a massage business. I looked after them in the daytime. They went to bed. I worked 7 nights a week from 7:30 in the evening till midnight, massaging people in my front room. And I just only ever went out if I had to, like to the shops to get stuff. And before I did, I would spend 2 or 3 days making up stories in my head of things that we'd been up to, so it didn't sound like I was hiding away. It really was a challenging time, but this hiding away started to stop. I started to go out. I started to go to groups. I found my confidence growing. I grew my client list with my business, and it just kind of was this snowball or domino effect that I noticed. And I sat there one day a few years in and thought, wow, just amazing how clearing the excess in my home, these physical objects, and creating an environment that I feel relaxed, at home, like I belong, like I don't have to be anything but me, that I can retreat from the busy, hectic world outside. That's powerful. Wow. So the curious little girl inside me, who's always there, was kind of like, well, if it's that powerful, just clearing your possessions, which is a fairly simple act to do, I wonder what else I could clear. So I came across the coaching tool, the Wheel of Life, which you may have heard of. If not, it's such a simple thing, but it's so powerful, and it's used globally because it's such a great tool. So it's a circle, and it's split up into 8 sections, and you kind of use the sections as major headings of your life, and they'll be slightly different for everybody. And so I had this, and I printed one off, and it was like health, relationships, career, finances, fun and adventure, spirituality, I can't think what else is there, a few other bits and pieces, friends, I think, family. And I went through this coaching tool, and what you're supposed to do with it is score yourself, and 1 is at the middle and 10 is at the outside on each section, and see what your scores are like. And then the lowest ones you would focus on for a while and see how you can improve those. Well, I did that, but also what I use it for now, and I used it for myself, and I do this regularly, and I encourage my clients and students to revisit this on like a monthly or bi-monthly basis, is I look at it, I do think about what would a 10 look like in my finances, in my health, in my relationships. But instead of looking at what I need to add to be able to get there and what I need to do, for each section I sit and I think, what do I need to remove? What is not serving me in this section? So for example, finances, going through your bank statement with a fine-tooth comb, all those subscriptions and all the things that maybe you've forgotten that you were paying for, or those things that don't really fit with your overall goal. The same with people. I did this. This was a very challenging one. It took me a couple of years, but I removed from my life, as in I quietly, respectfully stepped back from all the people that kind of drained me, or didn't even drain me, just really didn't bring anything to my life, to the relationship that we had. And now I've created, and I am so excited to share, I am surrounded by the most incredible people through the BWI. I've made incredible friends, all determined, driven, positive, ambitious women. My friends, I don't have many, but my goodness, they mean the world to me, and I always feel better when I leave their company. And that's my aim for anybody that spends a bit of time with me. I want them to leave just feeling a tiny bit better than when they came and when they joined me. So I just basically went around the whole wheel of life, and I have decluttered my entire human experience. And I cannot impress upon you how much lighter, brighter, healthier my mental health improved, my physical health improved. I have that all elusive time that we're all craving for, the energy to put myself at the top of the priority list. I love the saying, I need to be an eyelash more important than everybody else in my life. And by doing just an eyelash, like it's a tiny, tiny little bit more important, but it is important. That all-knowing saying, you can't pour from an empty cup. We need to put ourselves at the top, and I'm able to do that now because I'm not drowning under all of my stuff. My business has improved, just everything. And I'm going to share with you how that actually works now. So that's a little bit about me, a little bit about my story. And I find that looking back, it's not good to dwell in the past, but it's a really good exercise to take a moment every now and then to look back, to look at the bottom of the mountain that you've climbed and celebrate, because we don't celebrate ourselves enough, and other people don't either. So yeah, stand at the top of that mountain that you've just climbed and really revel in it. And my goodness, where I was 10 years ago, that is some heck of a mountain that I've climbed. But clearing the excess and clearing the noise has absolutely been key to my success in life and business now. And so I'm really excited to start sharing some more with you. So what started to happen towards the end of that is I started running a networking business. I was meeting lots more people. And so more and more people were saying to me, oh, Tanya, you just give the best advice. You should be a coach. And I was like, no, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. In actual fact, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But one of the other things that clearing has done is helped me get much more in tune with my inner guide, my intuition. And after a certain amount of time of lots of people telling me the same thing, I started to listen to the universe, I started to listen to them, and I listened to my heart and my gut instinct. And I thought, do you know what? This stuff is not rocket science. It is so simple to do, but people do need a guide, a hand, a nudge, you know, a little bit of accountability. And I'm pretty sure I can provide that. So the Girl Who Simplified started. It wasn't called that then, but it is now. We've had an amazing rebrand, which is fantastic. But I started coaching a handful of people one-to-one. And we went through lots of different processes. They were all business owners. Their ultimate goal was they wanted to sort out their personal life and clear that so it was working like a well-oiled machine, their home, their family, their processes, all of that. So that freed them up to really get focused in their business. And they were all in very different places. So this was all very new to me. But the principle of every coaching session that we had is they would come with a challenge, and I would automatically be able to show them how clearing out the excess in that area of their life, and maybe another one or two, could really help. They would go off and clear, and the results were just amazing. So I kept listening to the universe and we built the business. And I had two kind of main services before lockdown. One was one-to-one coaching that I would do in person, and I absolutely loved it. And the other was this moving out to move back in. So if people were really feeling challenged with their home and like they were just tired being there and they felt like there was always stuff to do, always things to tidy, weekends were tidying and cleaning, ready for the next week, rather than spending quality time with their friends and their family and their children. So I would go with my car full, the boot would be full of clear plastic boxes, and I would literally go and stay for 2 or 3 days, and we would face and go into the most challenging rooms in their house, and we would clear. And as we cleared, we would talk, and there would be processing, and it was a kind of coaching, but just leading and guiding and asking the right questions, talking about challenging objects that were coming up, items that maybe had a bit of sentimental value or were gifted, and really talking about the energy that was in all of these items. And so I would leave after 2 or 3 days, and I did a few of these before lockdown, and the results again were just astounding. Like, it's every time I think, yeah, this stuff is great, it can give you this, 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 and this. I work with another client, or I have some more students on my course, and they show me that it's way bigger than I ever imagined, and the results and the benefits just keep on coming. I'm so excited. I think you might be able to tell. I love sharing this. So then lockdown happened, and I was initially devastated because it had taken me a long time. This was a massive journey to get to the point that I felt confident enough to put myself out there, my ideas, and really get people to trust me and have faith in me that I could lead them on this quite epic journey. And then all of a sudden I couldn't do what was on my website, my services and stuff, face to face. So we had a couple of weeks in lockdown, and one evening I sat and I thought maybe, just maybe, I could lead a group of people through lockdown. I was very optimistic that it was only going to be about 8 weeks. Little did I know. So I went onto Canva and I put together this little poster. Way too many words in there, and Canva is not my forte, but I put it together and I literally sent it out in private messages to a few of my contacts and people I know and people that had been following my page. And I just wanted to judge whether this was something that people needed. Were they feeling overwhelmed right now? Working at home, partners working at home, children, homeschooling. Like, were their homes kind of like this? Because mine was. And within 24 hours, I had filled the 10 spaces that I said I was going to do and had people waiting for the next one to start. Oh my goodness. I just sat there on the sofa and went, I've got to do this now, because I really didn't know if that would be something that would support people. So that's the home clearing club within the Girl Who Simplified that was born then. And we went on an 8-week adventure, and room by room I was able to guide and support and empower these 10 incredible women from across the UK, stretching southeast up to Scotland, over to Guernsey and the Channel Islands. It was incredible. And again, just watching the different things that were happening in homes, people sharing their before and after photos, and the group, what's so magical about it, and I love the setup, is it's not just me. And there's been days because of my health that I've maybe had to step back offline. I've been a little bit quiet. And it is so beautiful to see all of them conversing, communicating, supporting each other, congratulating each other, and having this real celebration in there that, you know, we're doing this together. You're not alone, you're not facing it. And it's little by little, baby steps. One of the amazing things that's come back time and time again is that everyone's felt like it's manageable. Bearing in mind, everyone is so busy, especially if you're running a business. You know, I get this. I homeschool my children anyway and have done for nearly 2 years. I'm running 2 businesses. I'm running my home. I'm here on my own. Like, yeah, it is manageable. You can still fit it in. And that's a really, I love that about the group thing. And the peer support is just fantastic. So we've done a few of those now. And I wanted to run through, I've made a couple of notes of some of the things that have come back from people. So maybe some of these will resonate with you, maybe not all of them. But some of the things that students on the Home Clearing Club have experienced have been more time to spend doing what they love. So many of them came saying, I'm sick of spending the whole weekend cleaning and tidying my home, and it's just trashed straight afterwards. I've got better things to do. I work in a week and I want to do fun stuff at the weekend and spend time with my family. So they've reported that now cleaning and tidying is like an hour max at the weekend, and then they're spending time and thinking mindfully and intentionally what they want to spend that extra time with. Time is like the most precious resource that we have. And I'm so grateful that you're here giving me a little bit of your time, because you can't get it back. So that's really humbling to know that you're here and you're spending a little bit of your time here with me. But this clearing, if you feel like you are time poor, then clearing out the excess in your home and in the rest of your life can give you so much more time to focus on what is really important to you. Other things, more energy to put themselves at the top of the priority list. So we talk about and hear about self-care all the time. And it's just like, well, that would be lovely, but I'm actually exhausted. I have done this. By the time I've done all that, I'm absolutely shattered. And all I want to do is have a glass of wine or a gin, or, you know, at the most, I might get a bath. And this is not good enough. We need to be an eyelash more important, remember, than everybody else, so that we can pour from our full cup. And that's what people have reported, that and now that they have more time, they have more energy. And when you have more energy, you can get more creative with everything, but also with putting yourself at the top. Time to actually think about healthy eating, a little bit of exercise, mindfulness, meditation, yoga, doing those things that for ages you've been like, I should do that. I know I should do that. I really need to do that for me, but you just haven't had the time or energy. So that's a really lovely benefit of clearing. Improved mental and physical health. That's one that I resonate with so much, as I said through my story. And it's just wonderful to see the changes in such a short time. We're talking 49 days. This Sunday, my second group of clearers are going to graduate, and I'm so excited. And we have a Zoom meeting, a session with everybody there every week. And now I look back at our original session, and so many of them did look very tired and very exhausted and like a little bit scared. What have I signed up to? And now, like, we just have so much fun on the calls, and it's absolutely amazing to see they're sitting higher, they're smiling more, their skin's brighter, they're excited, they're celebrating, their confidence is growing. Just incredible, absolutely incredible. What else have we had? Somebody reported that they found their voice. They found their voice in their home, and then that had a knock-on effect that they found their voice in the family. And we're able to set boundaries. Boundaries is a massive topic. And the way that you're able to set boundaries with clearing is that in its simplest form, like my bedroom, I love it where I am here. I've created a haven, just a beautiful space that I can rest and sleep well, and I can heal and relax and do everything that I need to in this room. And once I got it to that point, oh my goodness, I was going to protect that. So all the boys' stuff that they bring in, their books when we read at night, they go out. Their teddies when they come and sleep in here, they go out. My space, and I'm very protective of it. And so when you start protecting the spaces that you've created because they are better supporting you in your life and your business, that's where the boundary setting is. And then you learn to uphold the boundaries, because oftentimes we want to set boundaries, but we find it really challenging because of emotions or because of events or because of other people's stuff, to maintain them. So when we're clearing, we get to practice that. And I'll talk about how it's kind of, your home is like your training ground, your practice ground for being able to do this stuff and enjoy that knock-on effect, the domino effect of it happening outside of your home with other people, with family, in relationships, in business, decisions. So finding your voice is massive. I loved that one. Better at making decisions, improved time management. This is such a massive topic that I hear and I see things popping up on my feed all the time about, I just wish I could manage my time better. But there's so much stuff going on. It's just, your to-do list is so long that when people say, you just need to prioritize and you need to eat that frog in the morning, and you need to do, there's all this advice. But the thing is, if you have got too much going on, you're not going to be able to manage it. Like, it's about taking away, removing, either deleting or delegating or parking the things that are excess right now. Do you really need to be doing that particular job? Can that project wait? Could somebody else do that? If it's something that really has to happen and you can't delete it, but it drains the life out of you, like maybe accounting or books or finances, they're the ones that do it for me. Could I delegate it to somebody else? And yeah, it's, lost my train of thought. It's when you remove all that excess, when you remove all that excess, you create more time. And when you have more time, it's easier to be a lot more focused and clear and have that clarity. Like, right, I need to do this, I need to do this. You're protecting boundaries, you're making better decisions. All in all, you're just focusing and living more mindfully. And this is where the time management really starts to happen. Saving money. Yes, people's bank accounts have been getting bigger numbers in there. And that comes from many things. That comes from guiding and helping people to actually clear and sell the excess stuff in their house. So that's great. People often make the money that they've invested in my course back before the end of the course, which is great. But then again, with these boundaries and becoming more mindful, things like sustainability come in, and we have chats about that. And we just, by clearing, what happens, and it's an incredibly emotional journey, what happens is you start to realise how much money you've spent, maybe wasted. For me, I definitely realised how many thousands of pounds I'd wasted. And there's lots and lots of reasons for that, which I'll share in a minute to go on a little bit more. But yeah, because you then go on, you're protecting your spaces. You don't want all of that stuff coming back in. You certainly don't want to be going through that massive clear again, and you want to protect that. It's incredible how different you make decisions about purchasing, whether it's people's services, and I'll talk about that in a minute, or actually just out there, when you see the sale signs or you see some home things, you're like, oh, that would look nice. Then by the time you've done this 49 days and you've cleared out, you're like, no, it doesn't actually mean much to me. It really doesn't need to be collecting dust, and I don't need another thing to be able to have to like clean and tidy and keep safe and all these things. So every single item has this energy, and you're sort of making a choice of, am I going to put energy into this thing? Is it really that special? So you start to say no, and it's amazing how much more money at the end of the month you have in your bank account. So that's definitely a win. And I have to say, I want to end on this one, just from the benefits that have come back from my students, is it's all very well being yourself and wanting to embark on this journey. You might have prepared for this in your head for quite a long time, maybe weeks, maybe months, maybe years. And you then maybe sign up to a course, you're like, right, I'm going to do it. You're all gung-ho. But there's other people that live in your home. Where are they? Do they love their stuff? Do they like clutter? Are they hoarders? Yes, we've had some hoarder partners. Do the kids really love their mess? Are they going to lock you out of their room and not let you in there? Like, what battles and challenges are you going to have? And that's often a really big worry of people before they start the course. Like, well, I'm ready, but I don't think I'm ever going to do this. Well, let me tell you, one of the most beautiful things that I have witnessed throughout this clearing club is the improvements in family communication, in the bonds that are growing between them, in children and other people taking responsibility and interest in what happens in the space, in their home, understanding that they are all there, they all are responsible for this space, and they can all enjoy it equally. And this is something at the beginning I have just literally said and shared, and I've been like, you guys have to trust me on this one. And yeah, they just had to trust me and just wait for the ripple effect. You have to lead the way, model that behavior, not kind of go gung-ho and push. Respect that other people are there and they may have different ideas, and just gently have these conversations. And yeah, it has been just beautiful. And what's lovely is weeks after, a couple of months now after the first one, I'm starting to get, and still getting, messages from families sharing pictures of things that their children have done. One girl shared with me that her child cleared out her bedroom, not being asked or anything, just copying that modelled behaviour, cleared the bedroom, was on a FaceTime with her cousins, and her cousins then started sending pictures that they had started clearing their rooms out as well. And the ripple effect is it's just beautiful. And that's something that I always say to people, is never ever underestimate the kind words that you give people, the beautiful positive actions that you take, because people are watching. People are watching, and especially if you have children, little eyes are watching. And so this, I believe that by modelling this behaviour, by saying enough is enough, I'm going to clear out the excess, and I'm going to really, really start writing my own story. And you can do this. You have the pen. It's going to be a whole new chapter. You're modelling that behaviour to the people around you. And what a gift. I genuinely believe that going on this journey is such a gift to our children and to the younger generation, by showing them that we need to live more mindfully. We need to step back out of this huge marketing machine that we're a part of, that we unconsciously just kind of consume from. And I'll explain in a sec how that sort of works and how it affects us. You're giving these children the tools that by the time they're old enough and they are, running their own homes or looking to move out or going to university or whatever, they've got these tools and they are conscious, they're living mindfully, they're not wasting their money, their time and their resources, and they are going to know how to really focus on what's most important and not fill their life with things that distract them from that. And so the knock-on of that is that you're giving them, tools for good mental health, tools for good time management. It just goes on, and it's fantastic. So it's all about leading the way and modelling behaviour. So I just want to go through how exactly this sort of works. I'm conscious of time, so I will get wrapped up in a minute. So basically what happens is this is us, and we're born and we're a child and we're our very authentic self. We're in tune with our intuition, and then we grow up. And certain things from our childhood kind of come on top, things that we've learned as we've grown up. Then we might get work, we get into a career, and certain things, all these things come with stuff. Then we might get a partner, and we get all their stuff. Then we get children, and my goodness, we get all their stuff, emotional and physical items. We might start running a business. We have other family and friends, global events happening like this has happened now. Social media, all of these things and much more have energy, have stuff, and they get kind of piled on top of us. And this is where this overwhelm and exhaustion comes from. And then that marketing machine that I was telling you about, there are some incredibly clever and savvy sales and marketing people out there who know what our pains are. They know we're tired. They know we want to achieve more. They know we need things to make our life easier. So they market to us, they speak to our pain points, and we consume. We'll have that service. Well, even within that, yeah, this is going to help me in my business. And then if you don't use it right or it doesn't work, then you feel like, oh, you failed again. You might get gadgets in your kitchen. This is going to make tea time really quick and easy. Get that. It's not. What's happening is you are just adding to the noise, adding to the problem, piling stuff on top of you that you then have to organise or sort or clean or insure or whatever. And the problem just goes on. And so when you get to that point, it can be incredibly overwhelming to go, where do I start? I don't know where to start. Well, what I have learnt is that we need to start with our physical environment. And I just want to share with you why. If you were to do what I did over the period of a decade and get curious and start trying to clear out friends and finances and do all the whole wheel of life thing, you would more than likely end up in a bigger pickle than you might be in already, or more overwhelmed, because there's no rhyme or reason to it. There's no method. What I've learned over this decade, and now seeing the results of the clearing club, the home clearing club, is that we need to start with our environment. This is a place we need to be able to feel like we belong. This place needs to support what it is that we do, what our life goals are. And when we have this sorted and we have cleared all of these items that have energy, then it's like you've flexed your muscles. You're clearing and simplifying muscles, taking things back to basics, getting rid of everything that's distracting you from what's most important in your home for you and for your family. And then you've built your confidence, then you've practiced, then you can start looking at other things. So that's my best advice, is to start with your home. So I am going to, it's a little bit like, I just want to share this. Any coaches will know this, and I love this analogy of the layers of an onion. So all those things that have come up, it's like we're at the core, and we've always been there, and we're still there, and we're our intuition is trying to talk to us and trying to tell us and guide us and lead the way. But there are so many layers of all these things that have come in our life that we've just kind of gone on and gone on and gone on with, that what we need to do when we're clearing is peel back those layers. And as we travel and as we clear and as we feel lighter, the layers go. And that is when you start to hear your intuition and you can be guided by it again. We all have it, but it's too noisy out there, especially with our digital life and all the stuff that's coming at us every single day. So we peel back the layers and we reveal the onion, the core of the onion, which is you, the essence of you. And that is where the clarity comes, the confidence comes, the energy comes, the creativity comes back, because you've got rid of all of that stuff. And it's really beautiful. So to finish off, I would like to ask you to grab your pen if you're interested, and just write down a few of these actions. So my best advice to you, if you are feeling any of the things that I described, or you just know that you can do more, but you need more time, energy, confidence, money, whatever it is, then try this. So the first action, I highly recommend going and getting yourself a journal. Now, I know we're trying to clear, and I'm often saying to people as takeaway, you probably, if you're like me, have notebooks everywhere. I've managed to clear mine out, and they will have very specific needs, but a dedicated clearing journal. So this journal is going to hold so much stuff. Actions, plans, schedules, emotions, everything. It's a massive journey. It's very simple to clear out your knicker drawer or your mug cupboard. But what comes with that and what comes up with that, it's not so simple, and it needs processing. And so journaling is a great way to do that. Next action, take some time to think about and document your why. As far as I'm concerned, my why, and I believe really, having spoken to so many people now, our why is to be happy. Why are we here? What is the point if we are not happy? So the why might be the same, but what makes you so individual is that different things will make you happy. So work out what that is. You know, you're not here to work your socks off and drain yourself into the ground and make money. What is it that makes you happy? Why? Because when you get clear on your why, the clearing is a lot easier, because it's not always fun and it's not always something you really want to do. But if you're clear on your why, you're able to schedule and you know, really feel it and do it. So action 3 in your journal, ask yourself, does my home support my why? What do you need your home to support you to do? Action 4, and this one can be done on your own or with other people in the home, and this is where some of the communication and the bonding comes, and make it fun. Go and sit in every room and have your journal and your pen and ask yourself the question, what is the purpose of this room? And bullet point what the purposes are. And that gives you the foundation of clearing. So then when you're looking at items, you think there's too much stuff in here. When you decide yes or no, if it stays or goes, you're very clear on the purpose of the room. So does that item support the purpose of the room? And then action 5, with a decided heart, commit to spending the next few weeks consuming less, being more mindful, and clearing more. I'm not a mathematician at all. I'm really rubbish at maths, but I love this equation that the more you take away, the more you have. And that is so true on this journey. And then action 6, if you are wanting to clear and experience some of these benefits, then you need to schedule, just like you would, you know, your Zoom calls or your meetings and networking and everything else, schedule in specific time to do your clearing. It might be 15 minutes a couple of days a week. It might be that you've got 2 hours and you really want to hit a room. It might be just a drawer that you clear out. Start small. This is baby steps. And one of the things that we teach in the club is that this is changes for life. We're actually wanting to make changes in our habits of how we live, how we consume, and so that they are lasting and maintaining. So actually, the smaller the better. Little and often consistent activity. And then also, while you're doing that, keep your clearing journal handy, because things will come up. Guaranteed. Okay, just trust me on that one. So, in summary, this journey has taught me to stop looking elsewhere for the things that I want, desire, and need, and actually just look in the mirror, look inside, and know that I have and you have everything you already need. You have the answers to all the questions. You have all the tools. You just need to clear the excess noise, clear the things distracting you away from that, and you will find the answers. And one lovely thing that I do most evenings, and I started doing this a few months ago, and it's so beautiful, to get more in touch, in tune with you and your divine kind of power and energy, have a journal, a different one, have a journal, and just sit and ask the question to the universe or to God or to your divine power, whatever it works for you, what would you have me know? And then just have your pen handy and see what comes. The answers are there, and you will find yourself writing those answers. So I hope that has been an interesting insight into my little world of clearing and simplifying and taking life back to basics. And I just want to share with you that if you are interested to hear any more, you have any questions, there's a couple of things you can do. You can join us on Tuesday the 18th at 10 o'clock for the BWI Froome meetup, where every month I am actually setting some clearing tasks to help people kind of keep moving in this and see and experience the benefits for themselves. You can find my private community, which you're more than welcome to request to join, called the Curious Souls Life Clearing Club on Facebook. And finally, I want to share with you that the next clearing club is starting within the next couple of weeks. It's filling up nicely. The price is usually £250, but I have a BWI exclusive offer as long as you have your member profile up and done. So here's a hint for you to go and do it if you haven't already. Then you can email my bookings at thegirlwhosimplified.com with the code BWI50, and it will only be £200. That's £25 a week. We go for 8 weeks, and the results are just incredible. And I would love to be able to empower more people to come on this journey and take control of their environment so they can take control of their life. So thank you so much. If there's any comments or questions, I will start looking at them once I've ended the live. And thank you, Michelle, so much for this opportunity. And I'm going to leave it there. Have a wonderful day and enjoy the sunshine, guys. Take care. Bye.